Everybody, we are back with another review, and today we got a different kind of pickup. Today we got a Star Wars Black Series figure. We're going to unbox, we're going to check it out. It's my first one doing that on the channel. So without further ado, let's hop right into this review. Today we have the Mandalorian, number 94 from the Black Series. Nice box, pretty decent shape in regards to that. Everything looks good on this one. Again, this is my first Black Series Star Wars figure, but it's definitely the first one that I wanted to grab, which was this particular one. I think it's superb detail on this one. I mean, it was the only one they had on the shelf too. I went to 3 Targets, and this is the only one that I could find, and whew, glad we got him today here on the channel. Now, let's see here. I'm thinking, let's see, let's open him from the bottom. We'll grab him out from the bottom. Definitely cool to grab this figure. So used to reviewing Pops. We got Pops on the brain here. So this is the Mandalorian figure. It's got a nice just red backdrop there. And here's the figure itself. It's got a nice blister pack. At first, honestly, it felt like it was a soft good, but it's a very soft good-ish feel to it. Very delicate on the rifle there with the tip. And let's grab out the pistol here, and let's break out the Mandalorian himself. So the cape kind of goes directly through the blister pack. There's the cape, which stays on. And the articulation of this actually looks pretty cool in regards to figures that I would play with when I was a child. Has a little bit more, like the feet move. A bit sloppy, but the feet move. The knees here are a bit stiff, but again, it's going to need to be to hold that pose. And then, let's see here. Let's put his pistol in his holster. Let's see there. And there's a little, that's cool, there's a little latch to go over the pistol to hold it into the holster, which is nice. Will it click back in, is the question, Hasbro. The answer is no. No, it does not click back in. I imagine the gun is in the way there, so let's take the gun out and try to snap it shut. Yep, it's the gun actually that was in the way. So we'll leave the gun out for now. I'm not too sure if there's a way I can do it where the hole of the gun is where that goes into. But let's see. Let's take his hand here and see if he actually holds the pistol. Nice. It actually holds the pistol pretty well. Finger's not near the trigger, but definitely cool in that regard. Cool figure. Head spins, looks up, looks down, spins. Torso has movement, which is cool. Hips move pretty good. The articulation on this is very nice. Looks like we have a hole in the back here, which I imagine is how you can store this. Let's see. There is most definitely a hole for it. So yes, it does actually, it is meant to fit in there, but it doesn't line up the way that it should. Man, toys have definitely changed a lot. Things definitely used to line up and snap in a lot easier than nowadays. Let's just say that. Because I imagine this is going to go to the left once we can actually get it in there. And the cape probably goes like that. So you have the gun kind of just chilling on his back there. And I imagine you could, if you holstered the pistol, pretty cool. Let's take the gun back out, even though we just jammed it into his back. And let's see him actually hold the gun if he can. Looks like you can get his finger into the trigger, I mean, I guess you could kind of line that up. Very difficult to kind of line it up, but he kind of just puts his finger in the trigger there and it kind of just rests on him. There's really no other way to kind of hold it, and you kind of can't slide this part into his hand either without making it kind of bend off to the side, so he won't really shoot straight. But cool figure nonetheless. Definitely an evolved version of action figures from the 90s. I wish this snapped in a little better, and I wish that lined up. It doesn't really look like, I mean, it lines up right there, but he has to be like bent back in a certain way for it to be lined up back there. But let's grab this off and let's try putting this back on his back strap. And then let's holster. Here, let's put these arms down. He's not in an action pose. And I guess we could do doesn't look like a pistol's meant to go into that hand. It's meant specifically for the right one. And then let's slide it in his little holster there. There we go. We were able to actually slide the gun into the holster without removing that little overstrap so that it didn't actually lift out, which is nice. So there goes the rifle. Let's get his arm straightened out. Sometimes the articulation almost is its downfall. It's almost too articulated in a way where he kind of, I don't know, it's just like it has to be bent in a certain way for this gun to actually stay in the back, which is very interesting. Strap off, it sits in there rather well. Strap off, it sits in there rather well, but when it has to go through the strap, for some reason it can't make the connection. But other than that, figure's really cool. I like the cape drapage. I like the way that looks. The detail on the figure itself is really nice. If you collect these Black Series figures, let me know down in the comments below. Do you have issues with this type of stuff not lining up on there? Is it a thing that's like all the figures in the line are like that, or is it almost usually like a situational basis where I might just be the one that's running into these type of situations and it's not a universal thing? The gun not fitting in there right with this thing is a little weird as well, because you got to understand too, like I imagine kids are probably playing with these for the most part. I mean, it's 4+, so I imagine kids are going to be playing with these too, and when sometimes their things are a little difficult, I mean, it makes it difficult for the kid to be able to stay interested and be able to engage into the toy as well. So it almost seems like this is something that you would kind of collect to put on a shelf. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting from it, I guess. The paint app on it, again, is really nice. Doesn't really seem like there's a lot of errors on it. Hasbro pretty much did a spot-on job with the paint app for sure. Level of articulation, I mean, even the wrist moves, which is cool. I wish it would be easier, maybe if his fingers might have had some kind of a joint, or maybe all 4 fingers were on one joint, just so you could open up the grip of the fist so you can maybe get the actual gun. I don't know, like maybe get your thumb around that part and get like, I don't know, like something like that where you can kind of get around the actual gun so you can line it up on his actual shoulder and maybe hold this one by opening this up and maybe actually putting a grip around it. It would be cool to take some action shots, I guess, is what I'm actually saying. So that's all I'm saying in that regard. Some of the articulation is nice, but it would be great if they went the extra step and actually just like made it so that you could interact with the weapons a little bit better. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this Boba Fett, I guess, Mandalorian figure? Do you collect the Black Series? And if so, is this a good figure to collect in the series particularly? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more content like this, subscribe for more. I do reviews every single day, so look out for that. And have a great rest of your day.